Linux Lite has become one of the most recommended Linux distributions for beginners, especially for people switching from Windows. In this video, we're going to explore what makes Linux Lite so popular, why so many users prefer it over Ubuntu, Linux Mint, and Xor, and whether Linux Lite is the right choice for your system in 2025. Let's start with what Linux Lite really is. It is a lightweight Linux distribution based on Ubuntu LTS designed to be simple, stable, and extremely easy to use. The main goal of Linux Lite is to provide a smooth transition for Windows users, so everything about the system feels familiar and intuitive, from the Start menu to the taskbar layout to the file manager. The desktop feels very similar to Windows 7, making it one of the most comfortable Linux distros for beginners. The moment you log into Linux Lite, you'll notice how clean and fast the XFCE desktop environment is. XFCE is lightweight by design, using very little RAM and CPU while still offering a traditional, easy-to-navigate interface. Linux Lite takes XFCE and applies its own theme and layout to make it more visually appealing. The system feels responsive even on machines that are 8 to 10 years old. One of the biggest strengths of Linux Lite is the included set of applications. You get Firefox for browsing, Thunderbird for email, VLC for media, LibreOffice for documents, GIMP for image editing, and TimeShift for system backups. These apps make Linux Lite ready to use immediately after installation without needing to hunt for essential software. But what really makes Linux Lite stand out is its collection of custom-built tools called Lite Tools. These tools are designed to make system management extremely easy, even for absolute beginners. Lite software lets you install popular apps like Chrome, Skype, Spotify, Steam, and more with a single click. Lite Tweaks helps you clean your system, remove old kernels, clear logs, and optimize performance. Lite Updates gives you a friendly update window with clear information. Lite System Report allows you to generate system information quickly so you can share it with the support community when asking for help. These tools turn Linux Lite into a user-friendly, beginner-focused operating system that greatly reduces the learning curve of using Linux. This simplicity that makes Linux Lite ideal for older family members, students, office workers, and anyone who wants a stable, hassle-free OS. Speaking of stability, Linux Lite is based on Ubuntu LTS releases, which means long-term support, security patches, and predictable updates. Unlike rolling release systems that require constant maintenance, Linux Lite remains stable for years. Updates are safe, simple, and beginner-friendly. This is perfect for people who want their system to just work without worrying about breaking. Let's talk about performance. Linux Lite is one of the fastest Ubuntu-based distributions you can install. On older hardware with 2 GB or 4 GB of RAM, Linux Lite remains smooth and responsive. Boot speeds are fast, applications open quickly, and system resource usage stays low. If you're reviving an old laptop or desktop, Linux Lite is an excellent choice. Even if your system has modern hardware, Linux Lite feels extremely efficient. In terms of customization, XFCE gives you the freedom to adjust themes, icons, panels, menus, and window behavior. You can make Linux Lite look modern, minimal, or classic depending on your style. It may not be as customizable as KDE Plasma, but it's simple enough for beginners to tweak. Gaming on Linux Lite is also possible. With Steam, Lutris, and Wine available through the Lite software tool, you can easily turn Linux Lite into a modest gaming system. Performance will depend on your hardware, but the system is certainly capable of running many titles, especially older or indie games. Now let's cover who Linux Lite is. It's perfect for anyone switching from Windows, especially Windows 7 or Windows 10 users who want something lightweight. It's ideal for older computers, school systems, office workstations, or anyone who just wants a simple, fast, reliable Linux experience. If you like the stability of Ubuntu but want something lighter and easier, Linux Lite is one of the best options available. Of course, it's not perfect. If you're a power user who wants bleeding-edge software, Linux Lite may feel limiting because it follows Ubuntu LTS's slower update cycle. If you prefer modern desktop effects or advanced customization, XFCE may feel a bit old-fashioned. And if you want the very latest Linux kernel or GPU drivers, you may need to install them manually. But overall, Linux Lite succeeds beautifully at what it aims to do: provide a fast, stable, and friendly Linux operating system that anyone can use. It's an excellent starting point for new Linux users, and it's also a fantastic way to bring new life to older machines. If you're thinking about installing Linux Lite, Download the latest ISO, write it to a USB, and give it a try. You may be surprised by how smooth and comfortable your computing experience becomes. Linux Lite is proof that lightweight doesn't have to mean limited and simplicity doesn't have to mean boring.